Hi, this is Fran with Stampendous, and today I've got our Snowmen Melt. It's a die set which has a bonus of some clear stamps as well. And in the package, we decided to give you the ideas on the front because the pieces are all look quite confusing on the back. But you do have the inside of the packaging to give you a bunch of tips, and we'll talk about those now. And I've got all of my die pieces. I like to store them on a magnetic sheet, and I have it inside my stuffed tainer, and this makes it very easy to make sure we don't lose any of the little pieces. And if I can hold this up close, hopefully you can see this. Quite a few of the designs have patterns on them that will get pressed or cut into the paper, and I'll show you a couple of tips for that. So I'll just mention we've given you these irregular sizes and shapes for your snowmen, and you can play with them and stack them a lot of different ways to create large and small and every size snowman. And you can enjoy doing it out of white paper and or any of your different shades of blue, or even some simple printed papers. And then if you want to do a bit, you can enhance the edges and do a little bit of sponging. That is going to give you a nice little sense of dimension to the pieces. And this one is our little melting snowman, as you can see here and on the front panel. So if you want to use printed papers, you can find a lot of fun things. Like this one works really well for the scarf, and you've got two little scarf pieces. And I wanted to mention a couple other tips here real quick. You might take your prints, and then I found that I could use my markers. This is a T2, the toner gray, that I can do some shading to that print very simply, and that's a fun option. And then with this one, I did some watercolor on this, but let me show you it's even easier with a couple of markers. And the little cut lines and the outside shape make it easy for you to quickly color it whatever different color you might want. So here, if we want to do some red and green striping, I'm just following those little cut lines in between. And again, I might do some shading with my gray. In the same way, I could take the little hat shape and create some striping. And because of those little cut lines, it's very easy to then take my scissors and clip away a ribbon for the hat and secure it maybe to a black hat. So lots of options that way. The scarf as well has little sections to it, so if you need a shorter one for a narrower neck, you can do that. And of course, all of the elements can be die cut and flipped either way so that you have mitten pairs. But I'll just mention some things to get you rolling, and then you'll see in the samples how it all comes together. And then we've given you a wonderful little stamp set of faces, and because quite often the eyes and the nose are together but the mouth is separate, you've got a lot of mix and match options that you can stamp. On this one, I used the little snowbank from the dome shaker card dies, and borrowed the package from another set as well, but it certainly comes together in a fun way. And you can make your favorite little snowman here and add the hats on or off. He's got fun little arms that can be turned different directions. Here we have stamped faces. On these you have dies to create the eyes and the nose that I've used on this one. And here's our little melting snowman. And here I've done the cutaways with some blue paper behind to create the face. Torn paper makes a nice little snowbank. This one is the smallest of the little snowmen, and I've used some other characters from the Gnomes die cutting set that we will highlight next. And here's our little melting snowman, and he's cold as well. Here he is with his little scarf blowing away in the wind. The clouds behind were done with the snowbank die that we used here as well. And on this one, I just cut through the paper to tuck the snowman in behind. So have fun with your melting snowmen.